I put at least $30 million in this man's pocket or more.
Right.
And he owes me money, and he's up billions.
Right.
Him or his company.
Right.
I sold over 50-some million records. I was one of the top-selling hip-hop artists between 2010 and 2020. I was in the top 10.
Right.
Sold over 50-some million records and earned a certain amount of money.
Right.
Today we are going to be watching some of the worst deals that people have signed in the music industry. Hopefully this can help us learn from the mistakes of others so that we can avoid making these mistakes ourselves. With that being said, let's get into it.
My manager saw my record deal and said, this is a record deal. I had to spend my own money auditing my label because millions of dollars are missing, and you can tell when millions of dollars are missing.
Of course.
I put at least $30 million in this man's pocket or more.
Right.
And he owes me money, and he's up billions.
Right.
Him or his company.
Right.
I sold over 50-some million records. I was one of the top-selling hip-hop artists between 2010 and 2020. I was in the top 10.
Right.
Sold over 50-some million records and earned a certain amount of money.
Right.
I worked my ass off, bro. I still haven't gotten this money, bro.
So a lot of you who are watching this already know that Big Sean is talking about being signed to Kanye West and Kanye West not paying him. And apparently he wasn't paid millions of dollars that he was owed. He brings up a certain idea that is super, super important, which is auditing your label. If you ever sign a contract with a label, make sure to have an audit clause or a transparency clause that gives you the right to audit your label and get a list of the expenses that the label has incurred, because there can be a lot of behind the scenes expenses that might not be accounted for. There also might be money that you are owed that you don't even know you are owed, which is kind of Big Sean's situation before he audited his own label. And it's really scary to think about because the labels are the official companies who are signing you, so they should be on top of this type of stuff. But in many circumstances, there are still payouts or royalties that companies signing you are supposed to be paying you, and you expect that they're playing by the rules, but they may not be. So the takeaways from this video are A, review your contract, and B, audit your label so that you know what money you are owed.
Yeah, it's like I signed like a 360 deal. I didn't know what I was signing, bro. I was young and I wanted some money. To be honest, I didn't even read over what I signed. I just listened to the A&R. I was taking bro's word, and I'm at where I'm at now. I couldn't really tell you too much about it because I really don't know. But one thing I do know is my music checks is like slowing down, bro. And some of the songs been going up. Like last year when I had that little run when I was doing whatever, the songs are going up, skyrocketing. I really didn't get paid nothing for that. But if I was to give any of y'all some advice, I would say don't sign unless you're straight popping and you got some solid people by you for real that actually want to see you win.
So shout out to Young Smiley. I remember he had that song trending on TikTok a few years back. But anyways, it's really hard to hear about a situation like this that could have just been easily avoided. He literally says in the video, I didn't even read the contract, which is obviously not a good plan when you're signing to a label or a distributor or pretty much signing anything. You always should read the contract. That's like the first thing you should do. So if you're signing to a record label, have your contract reviewed by a lawyer. Please, even though it might be a little bit of a cost up front, it will be so worth it to know if this is a good deal for you and what you are actually signing, because the terminology is confusing and some of those record deals are dozens of pages long. They are long.
One of my artists just got offered one of the worst record deals that I've seen in a long time. Let's talk about it. One of my artists just got an email and said, hey, we want to do a record deal with you. We're going to give you $100,000 in advance. What do you think? And I looked at it and I was like, oh my God, I got to send this to a lawyer because he's going to laugh. I'm laughing. And the artist wasn't laughing, but I explained it to him and then he was laughing after that. Let's talk about it. If you've watched my other videos by now, you know that I've said many times that record labels do not care about you and they are just greedy. They are greedy and they want to steal your rights. So let me show you the email. Okay, so I have blacked out who the record label is, but they're interested in doing a new recording deal with my artist for the following. The songs must be as close as possible replicas of the original masters. Now, my artist has already had hits, and so they wanted him to re-record his other hits from 50 years ago. I don't think they understand that he's, I don't know, in his 70s now and he's not 20, 25 when he recorded them, but whatever. Anyway, they said they'd also like for you to record one classic Christmas song of your choice. They want this version to sound like you, not an exact cover, whichever song you choose. They'd also like you to deliver the finished, fully mixed recording, and I blacked it out. They wanted my artist to master all of the tracks. But then, look what they say. The master, the new track, and re-record will be released and owned by the record company. So the record company wants him to do all the work, master it, pay for it, and then they own it? That's greedy. Let's keep going. Okay, so let's continue here. The territory is world, meaning everywhere. Then the term right here is perpetuity, which means forever. Now, let's talk about the advance, okay? That advance, $100,000, seems great, but it is not $100,000 plus the cost of recording. That is up to my artist, meaning that my artist has to pay almost $50,000 to have all 13 songs recorded, or even 12 songs plus a Christmas song recorded like the originals. And we call the producer, we call the session players. Producers, like, I'll do it for 30, 35K, and the session players are about an extra 20K. So literally, my artist will get $50,000 after that. He's in a really high tax bracket, meaning he's only going to get anywhere from 20 to 25K for all of that work. For what? That is not a great deal. Let's continue. Okay, next we're moving on to royalty. 18% of wholesale list price for physical ringtone streaming and 25% for digital. The rights requested all rights, every single right, to include a physical digital sync ringtone streaming. Also 50-50 split for any film, TV, advertising, placement, sync deals, a total of 13 tracks. The more and more we read that email, we were like, they must be playing or something. They literally want our artists to go through all that trouble to record 13 tracks so they can own everything, even though they're not mixing, they're not mastering, they're not even really paying for it. My artist is making, what, 20, 25K for all of that work?
So this is a really good in-depth breakdown of how many expenses there can be as an artist. Many of you, as I did, saw the 100K advance and thought, it might be an okay deal, even for 13 songs. Like, how hard can it be to make a song? But clearly these people are professionals and they know everything about how much it will cost. So that'll be it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and also leave a comment below with what your thoughts are on these deals, and I'll see you in the next one.